Welcome back. This is the third video in my Oshkosh series. There's probably going to be one or two more, but this time you get to see more airplanes and less of me. I know that's exciting to some of you. Please enjoy this walk around and share with me the excitement of seeing airplanes practically everywhere you look. Let's get into it. My friend Richard told me if I don't do anything else, go and check out the SE1 from Spirit Engineering. Look at this. This thing is gorgeous. We're taking the designs that are truly timeless and bringing them back. If they can do it, Piper can do the twin Comanche. But let's talk a little bit about this airplane. Looks like it's a single seat, wooden propeller up front, gorgeous propeller. The aerodynamic fairings on the wheel pants are just perfectly shaped. Matches the airplane perfectly. It's a neat, tidy little package. This airplane is very tidy. I think this is why Richard wanted me to see this. Look at the folding wing design. Here's the solution to your hangar problem right here. Folding wings and a very unique airplane. It doesn't always have to look like a Cessna 172 or a Piper Cherokee. Wow.
This does?
The SE1. Oh, the glare off the polished surface right there in my face. Remember down at Sun Farm we had the chance to talk to, I think it was Victor in the Delta Hawk Velocity. It's here too. Everyone's making a big effort to show up and display the best that we have right now for general aviation. And Delta Hawk's making a pretty big entry by trying to replace Continentals and Lycomings that have been, you know, the bread and butter of the aviation world for a very, very long time. So they've got a hill to climb, but they've got prototypes out and flying and building tons of confidence on the experimental side. So I like where they're going. It's pretty important for me to come up and catch a glimpse of the Delta Hawk installation on this Cirrus SR20. And before you ask, yes, the airplane is in the experimental category, so they can do quite a bit more, but look at how neat the packaging is. It's a very simple looking installation. Looks like it's very easy to work on, actually. Tons of space, tons of room for activities. I cannot explain to you what most of this stuff does, except I see a turbo in the back. Looks like a starter in the front, and the engine mount kind of wraps around the front of the engine right here. So I really like it. I wish them full success. There's a hybrid unit. It's got a hybrid motor, an electric motor on the front. I just noticed that. Should have read a little bit closer, but yeah, it's a internal combustion engine on the back. Looks like a hybrid setup that's about the same size as a typical airplane engine. It's even got the turbocharger on the back. Nice tight packaging. This is pretty elegant. Very elegant, actually. Wow, cool. Okay, I've been wanting to see this airplane in person for a very long time. First of all, it's the Comp Air 6. It's a 6-seat experimental airplane. And I think you can have a turboprop, or you can have one that's recip. There's jets going by, so it's loud. Sorry about that. But deceptively large airplane. Looks like a ton of fun, a ton of space. But it's a composite design, so you can see swooping shapes, really great on aerodynamics. And looks like plenty of space. There's a fully grown adult sitting in the back seat right now, and not struggling for space at all. So the first time I saw this airplane was on a YouTube video remember, it might be the Experimental Aircraft channel, but someone was taking a look at this airplane, and I thought to myself, finally, a company that is making a 6-place experimental or 6-place airplane, period, that is super efficient and has modern touches. And here we are. It's got quite the snout on it, but you've got to house that engine somehow. I like it. Here you go, another composite airplane, aerobatic capable, and also a rocket, super fast. It's the Gamebird GB1. And if you're wondering whether I memorize all of that stuff about these airplanes so I just rattle it off, yes I do. I actually do. But if you're wondering how you could do that, read some of the signs, win stuff, learn more about airplanes. GB1, I'm pretty sure this thing has like a plus 10 G capability, so you'll black out before the airplane even flinches. But really great technology. Looks like a really slick airplane. Looks like it might be super easy to work on too, because the cowling, it splits down the middle. We've got to worry about maintainability for general aviation airplanes. Split cowling, you pull it off either side, and then you can get full access to the engine. What a beautiful, beautiful airplane. Very, very nice. The Soaring Society is right here on the corner as well. And for my fans like Brian, this is something that you'd be super interested in. So I'm gonna go inside and chat to the folks. I'm not recording while I'm inside the booth because I find that I'm not retaining as much information if I'm trying to record at the same time. I'm sorry I'm not taking you on every step, but this is what I'm getting into. If you're into big tires and off-grid adventures, the Legend Nomad, with a very nice interior, gorgeous interior. Looks like carbon fiber sidewalls and then beautifully upholstered seats. Tons and tons of storage area. Is this what Trent Palmer just built? I think it might be one of these. And likely a Catto propeller off the front. Yep, there we go. We talked to these folks this morning and congratulated them on a job well done. I also told them if they build a propeller that I can put onto my Bonanza, I'd probably be the first on the list to put my name down for one. Not buy one, just maybe put my name down for one. But serious equipment here. You solve the airport crisis if you have that. Gigantic tires, land anywhere, do anything, hauls a whole bunch of load. Very basic construction, fabric covered airplane. Modern day fabrics do really well outside too, so don't worry about this thing getting UV damaged. So yeah, if you're into this kind of flying, which I'm not personally, but give one to me and I'll use it to the best of my ability. Here we go. Here is the Vashon Ranger. Very cool aluminum airplane. Look at how easy it is to get into the side of the airplane. You can fly it with the doors off too, I believe. Very nice design, super easy to fly, as I've heard. I've never flown one. Again, Catto propeller. Catto propellers are taking over everything, just everything, for good reason. Yeah, the Vashon Ranger, I'm pretty sure the designer of this thing has, or had a start with vans. Just took the best learning from there and transferred it over into this airplane. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that story at some point in my life. But they make a really cool airplane at a really great price. I've heard they're incredibly reliable, easy to maintain. Likely has the Rotax off the front, but I could be wrong on that again. But yeah, I really dig these. I really like these.
Because they get oversteered, and he was redoing the steering stuff. So that guy was in Solo City. He had some guys that
Okay, this is actually really cool. I'm glad I saw this. Approach Fast Stack. If you don't want to spend an eternity doing avionics wiring, get this. This is like as plug and play will get, okay? You got a hub, you got a connector, you hook up power and ground, you hook up the hub, you're good to go. Wow. Very nice. Yeah, look at this. This is a 750, looks like a GTR 205 and probably a GTX 345, and just wired into the hub. Just plugged in. That's it. GMU 11 plugged in. And they will build the harness for you, and you just do a plug and play arrangement, and you're good to go. Right, yeah, give these guys a follow. Approach Fast Stack. I'm really interested, but I have a person that loves doing avionics wiring. In this thing? There is so much to see here that I'm struggling to get to all of the different booths and tents, and I want to see all the home built. I want to see everything that's parked out in the field. It's just not enough time. You really do have to be here for the whole week, and maybe even a little bit more, to accomplish everything you want to accomplish. So I'm going to try my best, but man, the walking, the heat, starting to get to me a little bit. Maybe I need to find a place to sit down, take a little break, and catch up with you guys in a little bit. You know, I totally forgot that signing up for a type club like the American Bonanza Society entitles you to certain perks like sitting in a cool tent, eating free popcorn and free drinks, and also having access to seminars and slogans that will remind you why we're here. So, Rotax is gaining tons of traction in the experimental world on the fixed wing and rotor wing segments too. They had an entire tent that you could check out all of the new technology that's coming out. I went over into some of the booths and checked out the 8 flight from Matt Guthmiller and his team. They alleged to have free ice cream. I didn't get any. Popped over to Continental to take a look at the diesel technology, or Jet A. This engine will burn Jet A and plug and play right into your Cessna 172 or Piper or whatever. Really good engines. Next on the list, we stopped over at the FAA's tent. I was a little nervous to step inside a place that's labeled FAA, but anyways, they had lots of great offerings here, lots of good information, and employees from the FAA that you can talk to. There was even a hypoxia course that you can take, and the AMEs were on site to talk about your medical issues. Here's the Skyfly from the UK. Oh, this thing's pretty cool. Got a traditional wing, electric props that pivot. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's just really tuned for short takeoffs, but I'll have to learn a little bit more about this one. I have no idea. I just don't have the time right now to stop and spend 30 minutes figuring it out. This is cool looking. The aircraft factory with the slings. You know, I can't come to an air show without stopping by this booth, so we've talked about them a whole bunch before. The Sling High Wing is sitting there. They got the TSI, they've got the Sling 2. Such a great little setup. Well, let's take a minute to talk about this one right here. This is the Whisper Sling. I just saw a video on YouTube about this where they've tuned the exhaust. They've got a new prop from our favorite people at Catto, and it's supposed to be unbelievably quiet. I'll put a link in the description to the video that they put out for this airplane, but it's just a regular Sling that's been tuned on the, I think they did some noise dampening on the cowling, tuned the exhaust, and then the propellers, and they have just a very, very quiet airplane. So your neighbors who don't like aviation, I don't know who they are, but your neighbors who don't like the sound of airplanes flying overhead would be very appreciative if you flew something like that that was super quiet. Okay, this is not your dad's Kitfox. This is more of a beast than an airplane. I think a lot of you might have seen or heard of Trent Palmer, who really made the Kitfox super special in my brain. The Freedom Fox, he's since sold it now, but it's still out there flying. And his airplane really introduced me to what a Kitfox could be. I was thinking of the Kitfox as an older design, but I mean, now you've got tons of power up front. You've got really dynamic propellers on the front. These propellers are from MT, but powered by the Rotax. The sound that it makes, they cruise really fast, they're super reliable, easy to maintain, easy to get off field. Yeah, maybe you put some thought into Kitfox. This one's got the 916 ISO, 160 horse. It's the newest offering in the aviation space from Rotax, the 916 IS. So definitely something to think about. Again, not your dad's Kitfox. There's a billion videos out there about the vans, so I'm not gonna spend too long over at the vans booth. Let's pan over here to Sonex. Easy to build kits. They've actually got the Sonex high wing out here now. It looks huge. I mean, it looks really roomy. I think I could probably fit in there. But they got the Sonex jet out. And it's, again, another great company that you should probably think about, because you can pick up a Sonex pretty affordably, or you could build one even more affordably than that. So think about this. Think about what you're putting your money into. Fun airplanes. RV15 high wing. So now you can camp under your RV15. Plenty space, kind of like the Sonex high wing over there. Lots of space. They're building it for Americans, large people. And if you don't want a Kitfox, then you come over and do something like this with the RV15. Really cool. All right, let's keep moving. Okay, this is pretty special. It's a Bearhawk 5. So 5 seats, 6 seats, 6 passengers. And look at the specs. Installed at 44 miles an hour. Has 800 miles of range. And 1,400 pounds of useful load. In a package that looks like this. I'm just blown away. Here's where the technology is. Very cool. We got Zenith. Again, very useful airplanes. Tons of utility, easy to build. Vans and the RV series isn't the only game in town. Think about your options here, folks. I think I spot a KISS TR4 in the field. Let's see if I'm right. I was off by 2. It's a KISS TR2, not a TR4, but another beautiful airplane. This one is for sale. Here's the info. Take a screenshot. This is great. There you go, carbon cup. 2 carbon cups. Park side by side. This is Oshkosh. I mean, this is normal. I'm not freaking out about this. Very nice. Not really sure what we're looking at here, but I'll call it Rutan Row. Looks like various Burt Rutan designs. Of course, long easies and bare easies and velocities over there, but look at this. What? There we go. You might think this looks weird sitting on its nose, but that's by design. The gear did not break off. You actually have to sit in it first, and then I think you flip a switch and the nose hydraulically actuates, or maybe it's an electric motor, I'm not sure, but comes out, puts the airplane up into a normal attitude. But essentially, if it was sitting on its nose gear the entire time when you got out, the CG being so far after the engine back there would make the airplane tip backward. So you need the extra cant forward to get in and out of the airplane to make the weight and balance just right. So this airplane is not broken, it's by design. Since EAA is the Experimental Aircraft Association, there is the Airplane Workshop. You can go in there and learn how to do all kinds of different things, rivet things together, do fabric. So you can come here not just for the air show and looking at airplanes, but to learn how to build your own airplane. We've also got a bunch of resources in the Homebuilder's hangar. You talk to some people, make a decision on what type of airplane you'd like to build. And I know some of you on the channel are actually considering building an airplane, so if you're ever able, come by and spend some time talking to the men and women who are doing these forums and who are proud to talk about the builds that they've done over the years. Not just the air show, there's more to it. Looks like we were so close to not having a hangar crisis. Look at the folding wings. Huh? We were so close, and then went in a totally different direction. But this thing's pretty cool looking. The Stitz Playmate. I've never seen one in person, so here it is. uAvionix. Lots of innovation happening here with the AV30 on the general aviation side, and the AV20 is still a great replacement for your clock that you don't have to keep winding up. So take a look at them. I'm a big fan. I've got an AV30 in the Aero and probably going to put one in the Bonanza as well. So think about it. Doesn't all have to be Garmin. You'd think I'd be interested in the avionics. No, I'm interested in the seats. More work from Generation Global. These folks are very capable. And the colors, I mean, I didn't think I'd like the combination of the tan and blue, but I sure do now. That's a slick airplane. Pipistrel. And of course we've got the electric airplanes. Actually really nice looking airplane though. That's something special right there. have Black Shape with the Gabriel. Another fast looking airplane that can actually live up to the reputation. Could you believe that you've been sitting here for 26 minutes already? Wow, that was a lot of content to pack into one YouTube video, and I appreciate you sticking around. The next video that I put in the Oshkosh segment will likely be my experience out at Fond du Lac, so that you have some information for next year if you decide to camp out there too. And then we'll return to Savannah. Some things went wrong. I hope you stick around to see it. Take care of yourself. Check in on your neighbors. It's been hot out there. And we'll see you again next time.